Logan Paul versus Mayweather fight that's been delayed, and because here's my take on the whole thing. There's been no media coverage. There's been no press. There's been no announcements. There's just the Instagram announcements. Logan Paul got pissed off because apparently there was a leak inside his camp that he didn't tell, but Logan Paul's shut down from making any YouTube videos. Apparently he hasn't left his house in ages. He just does podcasts in his podcast room, his house. He's paid apparently thousands of dollars to fly in professional boxers to train with him and have professional coaches to train with him. He's hired some of his Floyd Mayweather's ex opponents to come in and fight with him. So he's obviously taken the fight very seriously. But here's the thing: Logan Paul's a cruiserweight, which is roughly around 90 something kilos in Australian Australian weight.
That's him cutting weight as well.
Yeah.
He's easily over 200 pounds.
And Mayweather, the highest he ever fought at was welterweight or something like that.
Mm.
That's not really that heavy. There's a massive size difference. But the biggest thing that's probably going on right now is, what if because Mayweather's in his 40s right now, what if Mayweather got in some of those cruiserweights to help him train, help him spar to match Logan Paul, and he's probably thought to himself, fuck, these cruiserweights, they can hit hard. And it's age as well. He's fighting an old man, not an old man, but a man in his 40s against a kid who's full of beans, you know what I mean? And I don't want to say that Logan Paul is going to win this, but I think he's got to punch his chance if he just clips him with that punch, you know what I mean? But Mayweather, again, he's got skill, he's got speed, he's fast. But I don't think he's anywhere near as good as when he was in his prime.
Of course not. At 50 years old, he's not going to be in his prime.
So here's how you do it, right? So Mayweather up here, Logan Paul down here. Now, what's happening is they're closing the gap by Mayweather going down and Logan Paul going up eventually by a time. So where are we going to be when the fight comes? How close, obviously, it's going to come down. How fast can Logan rise, and how slow can Mayweather come down? And also, what you're doing is delaying the fight. You just give Logan Paul more time to prepare. You just give a kid who's got all the money in the world, all the time in the world to get ready against a guy who's just got all the experience in the world.
It's not like Floyd is without money either.
Yeah.
Floyd's got more money than...
Well, that's the thing. Apparently, he's losing money quite a lot.
Does use a lot of money.
Yeah, he likes to spend
especially during the quarantine, because I think a lot of money is pumped into his
he lost the money
club.
for his strip clubs, apparently.
Yeah. So, you can't just fly in fighters and expect you to automatically level up like this is Dragon Ball Z. It doesn't work like that. Like Logan Paul, he would have to train for a serious amount of time under incredible tutelage and discipline to scrape being a really great boxing fighter. He's not. Floyd will outpoint him and beat him on the night, right, regardless of the weight. There is the issue of if he gets clipped. However, Floyd has only had his chin tested a couple of times.
Yeah.
And he's been fine. Does it a little bit different when it's a much larger man? Of course. But I think Floyd will outpoint him. He doesn't even need to hit him in the head. Hit him in the body, hit him in the chest. That's all he has to do. He just has to walk around him and move around him. And because it's an exhibition, if anything happens, it won't be a loss on either person's record. So, I think Logan Paul's gonna get dusted up by Floyd. He's just gonna get outpointed. He might catch Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
He might touch him, right? Do I think it'll be significant? No. And I really think that, I just feel like Floyd is going to beat him. He's going to beat him. This extra time is good for Logan. He's going to get in better condition. It's going to be better condition for Floyd too. There was rumors that perhaps, and this is all pure speculation, that maybe Floyd, in his older age, needed more time to get ready, to be in shape. Now, I don't know how many rounds it is. It's probably going to be 10 or 12 rounds, most likely. We know that with his fight against Conor McGregor, which was kind of like an exhibition bout, that was 12 rounds. It'll probably be the same thing with Logan Paul. The reason why they said that they've suspended it was a lack of fan interest, right? if you can't get interest during a pandemic,
Yeah.
maybe nobody wants to watch it.
Yeah.
And maybe everybody actually knows the story and how everything's going to play out. They're like, I don't think there's anything magical that's going to happen on the night. And I think that's why fans don't really give a shit. I think all the speculations of Logan and Floyd needing more time, I think it's bullshit. I think fans don't give a shit. I think fans don't care as much.
Yeah.
I think more fans, and it's so stupid to say this. I think Jake is such a hated person just because of his personality and his shit talking that Jake Paul versus Ben Askren is a more interesting fight to most casual fans than Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. And I think that's why it's not selling. It's really funny because Floyd actually said, there's a video on Logan's channel and I watched it. It was Logan actually being on a live stream with Floyd's fans and things like that. And he said, hey, this is how he got the fight actually. He went and said, hey, I'll fight you. It'll be one of the best, one of the biggest draws ever. And Floyd said, hey, I don't need you. I can make money any day. I can make the biggest fight, biggest payday ever without you. And Logan said, no, you can't. Turns out, you can't make the biggest payday with Logan because fans don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason I could see it maybe happening is if it wasn't just an exhibition bout and they put a decent amount of good fights on the undercard. Maybe you got Mike Tyson versus Holyfield or something like that. I know this is silly now that we're bringing this up, but that's what I'm thinking. It's I don't think people care. I think that's why the Jake Paul and Ben Askren one's getting more fan interest just because of their personalities and shit talking than Floyd versus Logan. I think Floyd versus Logan doesn't get the fans interested. I think they know the story. There's no really questions on what's going to happen. I think Floyd's going to.
I'm waiting for more information to come out about this, but I do believe it can go down.